Alright, so guys, if you have already finished the setting of the awaken pose, including the awake 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's take a look about what's the little trick we can add on. So first thing for sure, you already know that I really like using the noise graphic editors. So let's go to the graphic editor right here, this one. And usually I prefer to add the modifier on the root bone of the body, which means this one. Okay, not that one. If you add on this one, the entire body will rotate and also it will move. The shaking will be super strong. So I don't want to do that. So choosing the root bone, and usually I prefer to using the Z locations. Alright? Go to modifier, add noise modifier. For now, we don't need to using cycle because the awaken animation will not be a cycle animation. So let's just using the noise. So let's take a look. The shaking, well, I think it's fairly okay. Alright. So I won't change that. And also for the other one, I think we can try to add on the noise modifier. First things, you can try to add a noise modifier on the headphone. So which means it will rotate just like this. Alright? So let's do this. Let's go to the Z rotation right here. Add a noise modifier. But it will be super strong. So be careful. We have to change the strength. Probably only into 0.05. Let's say. Okay? Just like this. Or actually, if you think the Z rotation is not strong enough, we can try to add on another side. So for example, like Y rotations. So let's use in this one noise, and remember it has to be super low. So let's change the strength into 0.05. Let's take a look. Alright, something like this. Also, because right now we didn't change anything on the headphone and also the eyeball. So for now, I think it doesn't have much change. So we can actually go to the frame. For now, I don't want to do that on the post library. Just do this one on the timeline. It will be easier and save for more time. So let's try to using, for example, R and Z. Looks like he is trying to look around and trying to find his target and ready for attack. Let's try to do set some keyframe and also change the pose. Something like this. Check all of them, insert, location, and rotation. And for this part, let's do the same things. Press R and Z. Okay. And let's insert and change the position of your eyes. And also, yeah, you can also change the face expression. Sometimes I really hate this kind of display mode because we don't know which bone was in charge of the deformation. So that's why sometimes we need to do some professional modeler. They will do the the custom display for the bones. They will change the shape of the bone, and for example, like the eye bones, they will change the shape into the eye shape, so that people can know this is the one which can control the eye movement. But anyway, in order to save time, let's forget about that. Let's choosing everything, insert location and rotation. And for this one, let's go back. Alright, I think it's okay. So just keep that. So now let's take a look about the animation. Alright, so fairly okay. So last things, if you want to make the, because as far as you know, the zombie I think it will looks like his eyes is always, well, trying to moving around, and there's no focal point for the zombie eyes. So if you want, you can add a mouse modifier on his eyes. Okay, so make this one super crazy, but let's enlarge the scale because it should not look super move too fast. Otherwise, it will look pretty weird. So if you want to make this one move slower, we can go to noise and enlarge the scale. Okay, so as far as you can see, it will move up and down. Alright, just like this. So, final things, we can make this guy start to move. Let's go back to pose mode, the access browser, as using the working cycle right here. So for the working cycle, actually pretty simple. You can go back to the Z walk, which we have already made before. Let's copy this one. Ctrl C, and let's go to the Z awaken animations. Let's go to frame 60. Ctrl V. Okay. Oh, sorry. Let's try to do that again. Oh, why it doesn't work? Well, if we cannot do that, we have to do that manually. Alright, that's okay. Let's just insert that manually. Okay, cycle. I still think we can try to copy that because that one's supposed to work. Let's have a look. Alright, so it works. So let's copy this one. Alright, work. So probably there's some bug before we do that. So let's just duplicate more. Let's choose cycles. For now, I don't want to use in cycle modifier because yeah, actually, if you want, you still can use in cycle modifier. Let's go to here, and we can try to add a cycle modifier and also restrict the start and end frame. So, but it will be a little bit complicated. All right, let's try to. We can do that. Okay. So, for example, like right here, from the frame 60 to frame 100, that's the working cycle animation. So let's create a cycle, and let's restrict the frame range. And start is 60, and the end will be 250. And we can use in blend in. So for example, the blend in will be 60. Let's take a look whether it works or not. Or unfortunately, it doesn't recognize that. Ah, alright, let's forget about that. Let's just do it manually. Control will be easier. Okay, let's take a look from the very beginning. Awaken animations. Alright, so that's all for today. So, once you finish the setting of your zombie, Next part, we are about to assemble all of our assets together on the same model and ready for making the animations. Remember, for now we still can using the empty object to control the overall movement. So even for now we have already set the animation details on the keyboard, on the armatures, we still can using these guys to move the overall movement without change the setting of the root bone. So that's the reason why we need to do the multiple layer controlling of your model. Alright, so please finish this part first, and then for the next part we are going to do the scene setting.